We are Nanti and Valentina, founders of Naival, and on this channel we share practical tools and real-world insights to help you build a relationship where you feel truly loved, appreciated and secure. In today's video, we're talking about something millions of people experience, but they rarely speak about openly: emotional manipulation in relationships. When someone makes you feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells, when you start questioning your own reality, if you've ever felt no matter what you do, it's turned against you, if you have been told that their behavior is somehow your fault, this story might feel painfully familiar.
From the beginning, I saw that he was so arrogant and assumptive, with his gaze scanning me from head to toe, and at the same time, smiling and provocative. The way he looked at me, that he seemed so self-confident, so sure of himself. Only later I understood that actually he was deeply insecure inside. But in that moment, standing there, under his intense stare, I felt something moving inside of me. A mixture of intrigue and unease that I couldn't quite place.
What we're witnessing here is a classic pattern. Research from the Journal of Personality shows that individuals with manipulative tendencies often present an initial facade of extreme confidence to mask deep-seated insecurities. They're drawn to people that are empathetic, those who naturally want to help and heal others. It's not your fault if you were attracted to someone that seemed confident. You were responding to what appeared to be strength.
At the beginning, he was very gentle with me. He couldn't stop telling me how wonderful I was, how deep he loved me. His words felt like warm honey, healing all the place where I've been hurting before. "You're amazing," he whispered, holding my face in his hands. "I've never met anyone like you. For the first time, I felt truly seen, truly cherished. I'd finally found my person."
This is what psychologists call love bombing, an overwhelming display of affection designed to create emotional dependency. It feels intoxicating because it floods our brain with oxytocin and dopamine, creating an addictive cycle. The person who experiences this is not foolish or naive. They're simply responding to what feels like love and affection, which is exactly what healthy relationships should provide.
But after some time, things started to shift. He began to make jokes at my expenses, little comments that stung, but were disguised as humor. Even in front of our friends, he'd provoke me with a smile on his face. "Oh, there she goes again," he'd say when I'd express an opinion, rolling his eyes at our friends like I was being ridiculous. The sting of embarrassment was burning in my chest, but when I tried to address it later, he'd say, "I was just joking. Can't you take a joke?"
This gradual erosion of respect is deliberate. By making these comments publicly, the manipulator achieves two things. One, they diminish their partner's confidence, and two, they test boundaries to see how much they can get away with. The comment, "Can't you take a joke?" It's a common deflection technique that shifts blames back onto the victim for having normal emotional responses to hurtful behaviors.
When I told him about the project that somebody proposed me and it was really exciting for me, his initial response seemed supportive. "That sounds brilliant," he said, kissing my forehead. "I'm so proud of you. You are free. You need to do what you really want to do. It's a great opportunity for you." But then, the silence. 2 days of absolute silence. No text, no calling, nothing. It felt like it was disappearing, like I've done something terribly wrong, but couldn't understand what. And when I tried to talk with him, he told me that there was nothing wrong.
The silent treatment is a form of emotional abuse that triggers our deepest fear of abandonment. It's designed to create anxiety and make the victim question their own decisions and worth. What follows is often an explosive reaction to punish and control.
He went to the mountain that evening, walking and drinking beer for hours. When he came back home, I could smell the alcohol of him from across the room. His eyes were red, and I didn't know if it were for crying or rage or both. First, he collapsed onto the sofa, tears streaming down his face. "You're leaving me alone," he sobbed. "How can you be so selfish?" The raw pain in his voice made my heart clench. I wanted to comfort him, to take away his hurt. But then, like a switch had flipped, the tears turned into fury. "You're selfish!" he screamed, his face inches from mine. "You only care about yourself!" His voice echoed through our flat, and I could feel my body trembling. Then came the final blow, delivered with a cruel smile. Besides, there are so many gorgeous girls arriving this season. They have been staying with me in the terrace for hours. Much more funny than dealing with your selfishness.
This internal battle between righteous anger and insecurity is exactly what manipulation wants to create. The victim knows at some level that they're not doing anything wrong, but the constant gaslighting makes them doubt their own perception of reality. The mention of other women here isn't accidental. It's a calculated move to trigger jealousy and insecurity.
Rage shot through me like lightning. I felt like my chest was going to explode from the fury. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just pursuing a dream, something that would make me grow. But then the fear crept back in, cold and insidious. What if he'd really fall in love with one of these women? What if I wasn't pretty enough, young enough, interesting enough? I could see myself shrinking, becoming smaller and smaller in comparison with these imaginary treats. But then, in that moment of chaos, something shifted inside of me. It was like a voice, my inner voice, speaking me through the noise. "This project matters to you. There's nothing wrong with wanting it. You deserve to pursue your dream." I look at him, still ranting, still trying to make me feel small, bad, and I realize something profound. His behavior wasn't about love. It wasn't even about me. It was about control.
This moment of clarity is crucial in breaking free from manipulative patterns. It's when the victim begins to distinguish between their authentic inner voice and the voice of doubt that manipulation creates. The journey back to oneself often begins with a single moment of recognition of one's own worth, independent of anyone else's approval or validation.
I made a decision in that moment that changes everything. I was going to pursue that project anyway, not to spite him, not to prove a point, but because this project mattered to me, because I matter. It wasn't easy. The manipulation had worked its way deep into my psyche. Recovery took time, patience, and a lot of inner work to rebuild my self-esteem. But that moment was the first sight that I wouldn't abandon myself anymore.
This decision represents what psychologists call self-advocacy, the ability to recognize and honor your own needs and worth, even when others are trying to convince you otherwise. Recovery from emotional manipulation isn't just about leaving a toxic situation. It's reconnecting to your true self. It's rebuilding that trust between you and your spirit.
Every relationship is a mirror that's showing us something essential for us. This painful experience showed me that I was accepting crumble of supposed love. I had been so focused on being worthy for someone else and being worthy of someone else's love that I forgot to be worthy of my own. True freedom isn't about have no boundaries. It's about choosing relationship that honor who you are, not that ones that requires you to shrink to fit.
Healing our inner child, those wounded parts of ourselves that seek love and validation, is what frees us to attract people who truly appreciate our authentic selves. When we stop abandoning ourselves, we stop attracting people who will abandon us too. In healthy relationships, there are no games, no manipulation, no walking on eggshells. There is honest communication from the heart. There is transparency and the deep safety of being truly seen and accepted.
If you are in a situation like this right now, I want you to know that it's not your fault. You can't fix this by being less sensitive, by being better or more understanding. No. What you can do is to choose yourself. Choose your dreams, your worth, your growth, your right to be treated with respect. Because with courage and self-compassion, we can use these moments of pain to grow. You can rise from these ashes like a phoenix, stronger, wiser, and more connected with your true self, with your authentic self. You have the power to transform every aspect of your life. You can create relationships that feel like home, where you're safe completely to be who you are, where communication flows with honesty and respect, where you're celebrated. Your relationship should be a safe place, not unstable ground. You can be truly yourself and find someone who loves you exactly for who you are, with your light and your shadows. No masks, no games, no shrinking required. Just totally you, as you are.
If this video resonated with you, if you are on the path of rediscovering yourself, please know you're not alone. If you would like to support our work, subscribe to our channel, and if you want, tell us in the comment what's one way you're choosing yourself today. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.